Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Smoky Room. Or as Joe Biden would say, welcome back to the Smoky Room. Isn't that creepy when he does that? Anyway, folks, what we are going to talk about today, those things. We're going to talk about the state of the nation, and then we are going to talk about those evil white people. The state of the nation. If you're out there, I don't know, bar, restaurant, a step outside, hanging out with a pal, talking about the country and, things that are happening, what's one of the first things that's going to come to your mind? Well, I think, it's just me now, it's going to be the president. Don't you think? Really? Don't you think? I've never, no, and I know I'm not alone. I had never seen anything like this, never dreamed I would see anything like this. And I'm just consistently shaking my head in disbelief that this individual is actually the leader of the free world, with his finger on the button. That should give every human being nightmares. Even when he's given answers in writing, he fails to answer correctly. Like that last fiasco in that convenience store. What the hell was that all about anyway? What, the guy just decided, hey, you know what, sweetheart, I'll be back in a few. I'm going to go get a soda. If you're his handler or his wife, why would you have him do that? You know the guy's not all there. Why are you going to put him in that position? Listen, I mean, it's not a joke anymore. And believe me, I'm not the only one saying this. It's elder abuse. Leave the guy alone. Let him stay in his basement and watch Hogan's Heroes and the Flintstones. And have his ice cream without people bugging him. Doesn't he deserve that? I mean, I never really liked him politically. But I don't think he's an evil guy. Like compared to some of those others. I mean, Nance, she's an evil witch. Hillary is an evil witch. Maxine is an evil witch. And then the others, they're just treasonous. Just some explicitives I want to use, but I'm not going to. AOC and Omar, whatever the hell her name is. They ought to be in prison for treason, these people. I mean, what was going through their mind when they raised their hand and swore that oath? Really? So, the state of the nation, it's in free fall. And if something's not done soon, you're going to start seeing skyrocketing prices. Inflation's going to really be off the charts. You know, all that money that was given out, and me, the way I think about things is this this had to be planned. It had to be planned in such a way to create an economic effect on the working class. Not a positive economic effect on the working class, but a very negative effect on the working class. The reason I say that is that the people that are in charge that are good with these numbers and know all about the way this kind of stuff works. I mean, were they like, you know, hey Henry? Yeah, Floyd, what do you want? Listen up here. I got these numbers over here, and I am looking at how much money was given to each individual last month. You know, and I'm thinking if we do this again, you know, prices are going to skyrocket. A whole lot of people are going to be out of work. And I think that's when we can usher in this new world order. What do you think, Henry? Well, looking at it now, kind of think you're right, Floyd. All right, let's go talk to Biden and get it done. I mean, these are college-educated people, important people, people that are supposed to know what the hell they're doing. And they're going to do something like that, to just give all this frickin' money away because of this pandemic, and not expect to have really bad negative repercussions. I mean, Jim Jordan, Mr. I don't wear a jacket working class guy, I mean, he talks a good game, but I'll come back to that later. He's asking these people questions like, employers can't find employees because they'd rather stay home and scratch their ass, collect free money, and watch the Flintstones and eat Doritos, you know, or Jiffy Pop, or Cheese Curls, one of my favorites. So, if it was planned, knowing that the economy is going to tank, what's the reason behind that? Kind of like when I had my light bulb moment where it just went flash. Oh, now I get it. When was this? It was not long after 9/11. That's when a lot of people did a lot of thinking about things. But we had an increase in illegals coming across the border. Oh, by the way, and that's when they started changing terms. They're not illegal. They're undocumented workers. They are. So anyway, and I'm wondering what the hell is going on. Why can't we defend our borders? Why can't we stop people from coming in here? I mean, for God's sakes, we fought a war we fought a war in Europe, and at the same time fought a war in the Pacific and won both of them. We put a guy on the moon. We invented electricity. We invented frickin' open heart surgery. And we can't defend our border? So I had to think, is this by accident or is it deliberate? Well, the proof is in the pudding. We now have people in the White House that, you know, it's not a problem. Just leave it alone. Anybody that can't see that this is deliberate has more mental problems than Harris and Biden combined. Oh, throw Aunt Nancy in there too. All three of them together, and that one large lump of mental problems. If you can't see that this is planned, you got problems. That's just how I see it. In order for the globalists to accomplish what they want to accomplish, which is control of the whole world, in order for them to do that, this nation has to go with all of its issues, with everything wrong with it right now. We still represent freedom, and people are willing to risk their lives to come here for a better life. Why is that, I wonder? But you see, the globalists want to change that. They want to get rid of our family values. They want to get rid of our work ethic. They want to get rid of each individual's sovereignty. Okay? Which was given to you by God. So, Joe, being the good globalist that he is, he's doing everything he can before he's asked to leave the White House. And I do see that coming. There is no way on the face of this planet that this man is going to last 4 years. All right? That's, look, that's, just take it from me, a guy, not one of the brightest people in the world, but I can think enough to think these things through and be able to notice bullshit when I see it. I was right on the money in March when my wife told me, oh, by the way, everybody's got to wear a mask now. Boom, the light bulb went off, and I told her immediately, really? They're going to use this to get Biden in the White House. That wasn't the only time I was right. Now, excuse me, but if you've been watching me, I got issues with allergies because I live in New Jersey. So, the next subject we are going to talk about is being white today a good thing or a bad thing? It used to be that it didn't matter because there was a man who gave his life and he knew he was going to be assassinated. He was on a mission. He was about peace. Cheated on his wife quite a bit. Dude used to like to sleep around. But he believed in everything he said, which is you judge a man by the content of his character and not the color of his skin. We have a day set aside to honor Martin Luther King. Doesn't mean squad anymore. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Doesn't mean diddly squat. Why? I wonder. Why? I mean, we celebrate his day, and, for a long time there, at least when I was in school, Martin Luther King pictures were all over the place, right? You couldn't get away from them. Now, not so much. Now, being white is evil. Now, they want to teach critical race theory in school to little kids, along with how to be a good homosexual, I guess. I don't know, because they're doing that too. But it's become painfully obvious that Hollywood, the media, sports, okay, and then politicians agree with critical race theory. Oh, and so does the Pentagon. Figure that one the hell out, huh? Right. When I served my time in the military, the first thing the drill sergeant told us is, here, there are no white people, there are no black people, there are no Chicanos or Native Americans. Everyone's the same color. That color is OD green. End of discussion. And we got along great. We got along fabulously. My best friend, man, for quite a while was a black guy. Me and Brian. Boy, did we get into a lot of trouble together. Jesus God. Time we got written up and we're standing outside the CO's office and he's crying. He thought we were going to go to prison. I said, Brian, it was only alcohol, We got written up for a 6-pack of beer. We had weed too, but fortunately they didn't see that. But we got written up for a 6-pack and got an Article 15. But anyway, we didn't have those issues. And I really wonder what changed. What changed, ladies and gentlemen, is that the globalists have gotten more brave, I guess, or they feel that this is the right time to usher in this new world government, and they started to institute things through politicians that are globalists also. And they bring in the globalist agenda, and people like, average people don't know. Because, you see, they've got the news media, okay? Adolf Hitler had Joseph Goebbels, Minister of Propaganda, okay, who was a master at this. Guess where he learned a lot of his techniques? You got it, Hollywood. They've got the news media to enforce the belief that anybody that believes in this is nuts. You're a conspiracy conspiracy theorist. Conspiracy theorist. The first time that was used nationwide by the media was in 1963, after the Kennedy assassination. J. Edgar Dress Hoover wrote a memo that was sent around to various offices of government, the FBI mostly, and the CIA, and that the idea that Lee Harvey Oswald did this by himself has to be reinforced. The American public cannot believe that there was a conspiracy to kill the president. Hence the term conspiracy theorist, that if you didn't believe Oswald did this by himself, then you're a lunatic and you're a conspiracy theorist. And they never quite let go of that one. So if you believe in the idea of a world government, you're a conspiracy theorist. But yet, we've got this gigantic building in Manhattan known as the UN building, the UN. They're all about a world government, whether you believe it or not. Just read their charter. Look at what they stand for. And do some diving into the UN. Look at all the offshoots of the UN. UNESCO, and all these other different, UNICEF, all these other different organizations, and how they want to do away with borders, because if you do away with borders, you no longer have a country and you no longer need war. So we people like me, we are nuts, right? Well, I am, according to certain people, and I'm not going to even go there. But yeah, I have my issues, but I can still read and use critical thinking. It's just that certain things I believe in, certain people think I'm crazy, but we'll leave that alone and maybe touch on that some other time. So that's one reason why they got to have us fighting one another, to keep our eye off of what's really taking place. It's what the magician does, sleight of hand. He gets you to watch this hand while this hand is doing something else. So as long as we can get the races fighting, you see, now that this whole thing is being ramped up with critical race theory and BLM and all this other nonsense, something big must be coming down the road because of the speed that this is happening at. But people are fighting back. So the globalists are having a problem, especially in Europe, So that's that. That's being white. Is being white good? Is being white bad? Being white is just being white. Be proud of it. And don't be afraid to say you're proud of it. Why should you be afraid of that? God made you this color. You're white. You're a good person. Look, you could be white and be a complete asshole, too. Oh, there's a lot of them. But there's a lot of good white folks. There's a lot of good black folks. And there's a whole lot of black folks that are assholes too. Isn't that funny? Huh? There's bad white people, there's bad black people. There's probably bad gay people. There's probably bad transgender. I'll tell you what, there's some real ugly transgenders. I mean, come on. Who are you trying to kid, you know? I look at some of them like, what the hell? Anyway, so there's good and bad in everything. And that's all you need to know, you know, really. So, there you have it. That's my little discussion for today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you come on back sometime, you know? And whenever I do another one of these, I'll try and find another interesting subject to talk about. All right? In the meantime, take care of yourself.